Hey guys, welcome back to another video on the Balla TV channel. You don't know, I'm your boy NALDO'S, and today I will be discussing Chelsea and their new striker, none other than Romelu Lukaku. Alright, so disclaimer, first things first, I don't know how to feel about this. Like, me personally, over the years, I have slandered Lukaku, like, I've made fun of him. I've said that he's a poor striker. I've said that he has been underperforming. I have said that he was overrated. I have said all of this, right? And I am not going to be a hypocrite, right? I have to make it be known that he has not really wowed me. He has not really graced me off of my feet. So for me personally, my top strikers in world football right now, off the top of my head, would be 1, Robert Lewandowski, 2, Karim Benzema, 3, Harry Kane, 4, Erling Haaland, and and then maybe 5 it would be Romelu Lukaku. So yes, to think positively, we have a top 5 striker currently in the world. So he's not the best and him not the worst. You know, him not no Alvaro Morata. Him not a team. I don't even want to call a brother name. Him not a team over now, right? So he's 5th currently on my list. I don't know if I forget nobody, but yeah, he's 5th on my list. So there's clearly room for improvement, and hopefully he will improve at Chelsea. So earlier in the summer, right after the Champions League, I mean even before the Champions League, we know that going into the summer transfer window, Chelsea's primary aim is to cop a striker, and not just any willy-nilly striker, a capable Premier League level striker, a striker where I got bag you minimum 25 goals a season, minimum, right? So we know say yeah, Chelsea needs a striker. If they have any ambition to even repeat as Champions League winners, or what I hope for them to win the Premier League this season, them can't do none of that. It would be impossible for them to do that without getting a striker, because we see last season whereas Chelsea's created multiple scoring opportunities, multiple scoring chances, and what? Them just squander them because why? Them do have that leading man up front. Them do have that leading striker, right? They tried with Timo Werner, never work. Try with Tammy Abraham, never work. Try with Giroud, never work. Try with Kai Havertz, never work, right? So them needed a striker. Chelsea needed a striker. And as I mentioned earlier in the summer, the 3 primary targets were Erling Haaland, Harry Kane, and Romelu Lukaku. So first of all, we know say there was no way that Spurs would sell Harry Kane to Chelsea, because Chelsea and Spurs are direct rivals, first of all, right? And knowing Daniel Levy, there was no way that man was selling Harry Kane to Chelsea. He would have rather sell him to Qatar or somewhere, brother, rather than sell him to Chelsea. And in the case of Romelu Lukaku, there were reports earlier in the summer that there's no way he's leaving Inter this summer. He's an integral part of Inter. He's the leader of Inter. He's the main man at Inter. And there was, them not sell him. He was simply not for sale. Romelu Lukaku himself even mentioned, say, yo, I love Milan, I love Inter Milan, I love the city. I'm happy here. I'm not going anywhere, right? But we see, this is how the transfer window works. In a matter of weeks, opinions change, situations change, and we get to that later on in the video. But with those 2 being cancelled out, everyone was looking to Erling Haaland. Everybody did hype it up. Well, Chelsea fans were hyping it up. I say, yo, yeah man, Haaland this, Haaland that. And to be honest, it might sound a bit pessimistic, but I for one when I really never see Haaland come to Chelsea. I would have wanted him, of course, like any sane person, but I just never see that happen. And then to make matters worse, Dortmund just greedy. Dortmund move greedy and nonsensical at the same time, because Haaland has a release clause kicking in at the end of this season. So in 2022, Haaland has a 75 million euros release clause, right? So anybody can go activate that and pay the 75 million, and Haaland would be theirs, as long as Haaland actually wanted to go to that club and sign for that club, right? So Bear in mind, them have a 75 million release clause. So Haaland can leave Borussia Dortmund for 75 million next summer. So why wouldn't they sell him this summer for even more money? Like, I don't understand. You have clubs such as Chelsea offering 130, upwards of 130 million euros. And they simply said that, yo, he's not for sale, he's not leaving this summer, he's not going away. So I don't understand that. Like, why? Why? I don't know. Maybe they have an underlying reason, but if you can get approximately double your money this summer, why you not sell him? I don't know still. That's for them business. I could see I go on. So, me personally, although I don't think we would have got him. My preferences would have been Haaland first, primarily because of his age. He's only 20 years old still. Harry Kane second, and then Lukaku. But we get Lukaku and we just hope him pull through and we could see what can go on. Fortunately for Chelsea Football Club, Inter Milan are in debt. Them in a financial debt. Them in a problems. So first of all, we saw where they sold Hakimi to PSG for approximately, was it what, 60? I think it was 60 million euros. Chelsea also was in the race for Hakimi, but PSG eventually won the race. So now they are now willing to sell Lukaku because they're in some serious debt, and in order to repay this debt, they have to let go some of the more valuable players. So in this case, so far Hakimi gone and now Lukaku is leaving, and it's kind of sad because really and truly Inter Milan didn't want to sell. Lukaku in fact didn't want to leave, but I guess they have to do what they have to do, right? So for Romelu Lukaku, he is actually returning home to Chelsea, because if you think back to 10 years ago approximately, he actually signed for Chelsea initially, and during his time at Chelsea he actually idolized Didier Drogba and said that he was part of the reason why he chose to sign for Chelsea back then. And he also visited the stadium and, you know, made it clear that he really loved the stadium. He loved Chelsea as a club, and, you know, he was looking forward to his time at Chelsea. However, this was short-lived because he went out on 2 loan spells, one to West Brom and one to Everton, where he had the loan spells were actually successful, but for Chelsea, he only made 10 appearances for Chelsea, and in those 10 appearances, he unfortunately was not able to score a single goal. So during his loan spell at Everton, as I mentioned, he was successful. Everton actually came in and made a bid for him to sign him on a permanent basis, and being that he was kind of underperforming for Chelsea and they had other options at the time, them say, alright then fine, we'll sell him to you guys, and he eventually went to Everton. After proving to be a Premier League level striker at Everton, Chelsea wanted to re-sign Lukaku in 2017. However, they were challenged by Manchester United, and the two of them were battling it out for Lukaku, who subsequently went to Manchester United. And sadly for Chelsea, them did just have to settle for Alvaro Morata. Throughout his few seasons at Manchester United, Lukaku didn't live up to the hype. As a result, he later went to Inter Milan under Antonio Conte, and it is important to note as well that when Chelsea wanted Romelu Lukaku, Antonio Conte was the manager at the time, so you know, they had this budding relationship from them time there. So my expectations for Lukaku for this campaign is to score 30 goals in all competitions minimum. 30 goals minimum. Can give me about 20 to 25 in the Premier League. I'd be satisfied with that, and give me the remainder in the Champions League, FA Cup, Carabao Cup, although he might have to rotate, but regardless, just 30 goals, and I deem that as a successful season for Lukaku at Chelsea. So for approximately the last decade, Chelsea has been trying to replace the big void that Didier Drogba left in the striking department. In an attempt to replace Drogba, Chelsea signed Torres never really work out. We had Diego Costa for a few seasons, but that was short-lived and temporary, and it never really worked out, unfortunately. And he was actually performing, but you know, it just never worked out. We signed Batshuayi. We also saw the likes of Falcao, Alexandre Pato, Morata, Higuain, then Tammy Abraham, then Timo Werner. Oh God, Timo Werner. Like, none of them just never work out. So, with Lukaku coming in, has Chelsea finally found a replacement for Didier Drogba? Let's see. Alright guys, that has brought us to the end of today's video. Don't forget to subscribe, like, comment, share the video, spread the word, tell a friend for tell a friend for tell a friend, because as I always stress, the channel cannot grow without you guys and your support. So we can't go nowhere without you. So just continue to support the thing and big up on yourself. Ballers out.